Okay, guys, I think I'm audible. I think I'm audible, and I think I'll set. Let me check. Just wait a minute. Okay, guys, I think I'm audible. Yeah, okay. Hey, guys, welcome back to the third day of Graphic Designing Bootcamp, and I am Sabdarishi, founder of Geek Community. And in this session, I'm gonna explain about how to create graphic designing assets for various domains. And watch the live till the end, and I will give a lot of resources and tips to create graphical assets. First of all, let's see why we need graphic design assets. So we are going into the day 3 session, and let's start. Yeah. So graphic design uses visual composition to solve problems and communicate ideas through typography, imaginary, color, and form. So there is no one way to do that. There are a lot of possible ways to achieve the graphic designing assets, and there are several types of graphic design, and each with their own area of specialization. So there are various domains like visual identity graphic design, uh, marketing and advertising graphic design, user interface graphic design, publication graphic design, packaging graphic design, motion graphic design, environmental graphic design, art and illustration graphic design. So there are a lot of domains which is included in these graphic design. So these domains need graphical assets to develop the project or anything. So with respect to its domain, there are certain ways to create graphical assets. So there are certain ways to create graphical assets. So let's see. Visual identity graphic design. So just please give focus on the screen. So visual identity is of creating a unique design to show the product creative. So graphic, just we want to create a graphical identity, visual identity is of creating a unique design to show the product creative. Okay, just see the image in the right hand side bottom of the screen, and there is a brand name with a unique design. Okay, so just please focus on the right hand side below the image, below the right hand side downside of the screen. There is an image called the starting letter A. The image is starting with A. Okay, there is a name, brand name with a unique design. So this design makes their products unique. I'll show you the examples of all the various domains. I'll show you the examples of all the various domains. Okay, take a look at the screen. Here there are various types of graphic design domain uh, listed in the screen with their examples. Okay, just look at the screen. Here it is an marketing and advertising domain, which means creating a marketing content with graphic design, and there is an user interface design, which means creating an application user interface or web related user interface by designing the front end, which means the user viewed part is known as a user interface. So a user which able to see the screen is known as user interface, and in graphic design domain, user interface also there, and publication. So publication means a book printing, or you are publishing a book, you want to design that book clearly, so which makes the design or book unique. And there is another one called motion graphics. So motion graphics is called it's like a GIF image. So GIF images are called as motion graphics domain. And environmental domain is also there, which means most of the people doesn't know about environmental graphic domain, which means uh, creating the stage with graphical content. So look at the screen, there is a summit image, and the stage is decorated with various colors, and the image looks awesome, right? So first of all, You want to focus all the domains. What are the possible domains the graphic designers use, and what is the domains we need graphic designers. So we want to create a graphical assets. What are the domains we are actually needed? So environmental graphic design is one of the rarest thing. Most of the people doesn't know about the environmental graphic design. This environmental graphic design is about decorating the stage with graphical content. So and another one is poster. Okay, poster, all of you know that what is poster designing. So most of the people are preparing posters in the press and designing it in the PC. So poster design is also one of the part, and packaging design. So this too is comes under the graphic designing domain. Packaging domain means if you want to buy anything like a syrup bottle, it contains a label and a box covered with a box. So the label and box is designable, right? So we need graphic designers to design that. So packaging is also a domain which is comes under the graphic designing part. And the final one is art and illustrations. So art and illustrations means a game content or illustration contents which will include some graphical assets in the inside of the screen. So these are the things, and let's take a long look with a bright view. First of all, the marketing. So if you want to be a graphic designer, just we want to do something, which means what are the current trends are going on in the platform, what are the current new tools are available to design the graphic design. You want to know all about the things, and these are the various domains which is already available in the graphic designing field. Okay. uh, so the size that matters. You just look at the screen, the size matters, resolution is the solution. So the size that, before you start the designing, there is one thing to remember, which is resolution. Most of the domain needs an accurate dimensions, and once you know the resolution size, then your design perfectly suits that particular one. So take a look at this slide. Okay, here there is an image, uh, there is an iPhone image, and inside that there is an image called place your image here. So before you going to design something, you want to remember one thing, which is which platform or what is the resolution of the user, what is the resolution of the device. For example, most of the graphic designers doesn't give importance to this resolution part, but the resolution is absolutely important one. So if you want to give a accurate result, if you want to give the correct result, then you need to know what is the resolution behind the device and behind the screen. So what I think I'm confusing you, right? So I'll give you some example. And okay, these are the examples. Here I give some examples of resolution sizes, like for magazine you need 21 into 29.7 centimeter. So which means if you want to design or if you want to develop the graphic designing content for a magazine cover, you need to focus the dimension which is 21 into 29.7 centimeter. And for brochure, if you are planning to design a brochure, first of all, before you start designing or before you start work, you need to know what is the dimension of the correct size of the brochure, which means 11 into 8.5 inch. Or if you're designing a Facebook post or social media post, try to know the what is the resolution of that post, or what is the resolution of the Facebook post. So in Facebook, I'll just give some of the examples, but lot of the things are but lot of the things are including this. But Facebook post is 940 into 788 pixel, and if you want to develop Instagram post, you need to create the dimension layout 1080 into 1080 pixel. And if you're planning to design a poster, uh, you're saying that, bro, I'm preparing for design a poster, I'm just sketching the design. Before sketching the design, you need to know what is the dimension for the poster. So the dimension for the poster needs 42 into 59.4 centimeter. And for business card, like visiting card or business card, you need to develop the layout around 8.5 into 5 centimeter. And if you want to create a logo, I said the basic universal size is 500 into 500 pixel. And we are in YouTube live, right? So if you want to develop some thumbnail, if you want to create the graphical content, graphical YouTube thumbnail, you need to develop the dimension around 1280 into 720 pixel. So just look at the screen, there are various things are here. Before you are going to work, before you start the work, just try to learn what is the resolution and what I want to develop really. So what I need and just make two things, what I need and what I want to develop. So these two things are mandatory one before you develop the graphical designing efforts. I think just take a look, and before you are trying, for example, just anyone have an idea to develop a logo, so please just find the universal dimension size for logo is 500 into 500 pixels. So try to know the dimension size, what the layout is, and before creating the layout, just try to know what is the dimension size really it takes and really it wants. So it is a mandatory thing before, because we are in the graphical designing asset session, right? So you need to know all the things about how to create graphic assets and how to create all the assets, including accuracy, which means accuracy is mandatory thing. So if you need to develop something, it should be fit and it should be accurate. So before stepping into the next part, just focus on these things. uh, so most of the graphic designers are making confusion with these dimensions, but I am just with some research, I am just take some notes about what is the universal inch and what is the universal thing people are using in the current society and current industry. For logo, 500 into 500 pixels. So most of the people are starting with logo and Instagram post and Facebook post. If you create this dimension with accurate size, you need around 500 into 500 pixel for logo, 500 into 500 pixel for Facebook post, 940 into 788 pixel, and for Instagram post 1080 into 1080 pixel. And there are behind the screen there are a lot of things to know the dimensions, but try to search in Google to know what is the accurate dimension needed for or to develop the particular post or any other things. Okay. Okay, so this is time to enhance your skill. Okay, this is a hands-on part, and I'm gonna train you how to create motion graphics or GIF assets by using frames in Photoshop. Okay, before that, let's see what is motion graphics. Let's see what is motion graphics. And the motion graphics is a collection of frames, compiling frames with a certain time limit, and the output, are you able to see the output, right? So the geek is staying, the geek is in the part, the geek foundation space community is coming around here. So just take a look at this GIF, and here is the output, and I'm just give you how to create this graphic GIF GIF image. Just I'm just opening the Photoshop, and let's see how to develop this GIF asset. So this GIF is called motion graphics. So if you want to if you want to animate some websites through this GIF, you may create a lot of GIFs with your hands-on ideas. And let me show you how to create this GIF in a hands-on thing. Just wait a minute, I'm just switching the screen. Give me some time. So if you want to develop motion graphics asset, you need Photoshop. You need Photoshop to develop, but lot of Nowadays there are a lot of platforms are available to create GIF or motion graphics, but I prefer Photoshop, which is an easy thing to create or to use. So I prefer Photoshop, but there are a lot of things but there are a lot of softwares are available in the platform. uh, I think yesterday's session is about the graphic designing workflow. If you doesn't see that session, please go and see that. And it has a very large explanation about the Photoshop and all the other graphic designing software platforms and how to what are the workflows are inside that. And I'm just switching to the Photoshop. Just open the Photoshop. Are you able to see the screen? Just wait a minute, I'm just switching that Photoshop. I'm just opening the Photoshop. Okay. So I'm just opening an image called Geek Community PNG image. So if you want to create a GIF, you need to know we need more than one images to create a GIF. So you need several frames to develop a motion graphics. So first of all, I'm starting with one image, and let's see. To create graphic motion graphic asset, I already said that you need more than one images. First of all, you need to enable the option. I think you are not able to see the pop-up or drop downs, but I will explain that what you are need to enable and what are the things you are need to enable. Okay, first of all, go to the window, and there is a option called timeline. So please enable this option to create motion graphics. Okay, I'm just going to window. I hope you are unable to see the drop downs, which is I think which is a client side view. And make sure go to Windows and timeline. Make sure if you enable the timeline option, you are able to see this tab inside your Photoshop. I think timeline. uh, Once again, I just explain you how to create the motion graphics. So just go to window, and you want to enable the timeline option. Before you enable this option, the id looks like this, but once again I will explain you. Go to window and go to timeline option. Once you enable this, you have a new panel below the photo, which is already opened in the screen. So this is the panel to create motion graphics, and I think this tab was titled with the timeline. Okay, here is an option called create video timeline. Here is an option called create video timeline. Just click that create video timeline, and you are able to see the motion graphics. I think sorry timeline workflow, and this is the layer 1. And I think, are you able to see the 10f 20f? These are the frames per second. I think we need a small amount. I just dragging. And first of all, just go to the end of this part and just click and drag wherever you want. I think I need just okay, I want only 10 frames per second. That's why I'm just creating 10 frames per second. And if you want to add another frame, or if you want to add another image, please press this plus button, and you will be able to see the open dialog box. And just open the second image. I'm opening the second image called geek dose. Yeah, I'm just okay. First of all, I am just repeating once again. If you want to create a graphic motion graphic asset or GIF, you need more than one photo to animate or to create animation. And second thing is, if you want to create an asset, you need Photoshop software. And third thing is, open the Photoshop and just check the option whether go to Windows and timeline. So enable the option timeline in the window. in the Photoshop IDE. And this is the once you enable the timeline, there is an panel opened below the image which you already opened in the Photoshop. This panel is called timeline panel. Here you are able to control or animate some frames, and this platform helps you to manipulate the frames, one or more frames with certain seconds, right? I just by clicking this plus icon, I think, are you able to see or not? I'm unable to understand that. I think I think my cursor is visible to you, right? So click this plus icon, add media to track, which means if you add any media to this current track, you need to click that button. So I already said that we need more than one images to create GIF, and once again I'm just opened the image, and here is a frames scale. If you need 20 frames per second, please adjust, click and drag into 20 frames per second, or if you need 30 frames per second or 40 frames, whatever the requirement you need, you just click and drag. But I need just now, I just click and drag to 10 frames per second, which is okay for me. I'm just click and dragging it for 10 frames per second. Yeah, okay. There are two medias in my timeline. I'm just opening another media called Geek Foundation image. I'm just If you open the image, automatically the timeline added that media into the track, so you need to set the frame limit, that's all. So I'm just click and dragging. I think this two, I need 10 frames per second is enough for me, and this two, let me check. Okay, okay. And I'm just opening another image called Geek Space. I'm doing the same thing. I'm just click and dragging the frame scale, and I need just 10. I need only 10 frames per second. Okay. Are you able to see there are four images in this motion graphic asset? And the first layer is about Geek community, and the second layer is Geek DOS, and the third layer is Geek Foundation, and the fourth layer is Geek Space. So we are adding four images in this track, and let's play this. And this is the output we need, and once again play this. The Geek community, Geek DOS, Geek Space, Geek Foundation. If you want to increase the duration of the changing time, you just increase the frames. I'll show you how to change that. Just simply click the first layer and drag wherever you want in the scale, and I'm just clicking the another one and another one too, because the motion is very fast, right? So I'm just increasing the frames, which will give you an enhanced output. Okay, just wait a minute. Yeah, so and these are the output, and now we are increasing the frames per second. So around each layer will get 20 frames per second. So let me play this animated area timeline, and Geek community, Geek DOS, Geek Foundation, and Geek Space. Okay, we are placing four layers in this timeline. Once again, I am just explaining you how to do this, because you are unable to see the pop-up. That's why I'm just repeating those things. So first of all, if you want to create a motion graphics, you need more than one frame, which means you need more than one image to create a motion graphics, and you need a platform to work with it. So I'm choosing Photoshop, and there are lots of platforms are available to achieve this motion graphics or GIF images. First of all, I'm just opening the Photoshop, and I'm just go to window, and in window there is a very big list is coming, and in the window I'm just enabling the timeline option in the drop down. After selecting that timeline, I have got a panel below the image which I already opened. That panel is known as timeline panel. In that panel there are a lot of settings and workflow is there, but I'm just opening the second. In default, there is a first layer is automatically added to the track by default. If you want to add the second or third or any other media files, you need to click the plus button, which will redirect you to open any media to the track, and just select whatever the media you want, like create this PNG, GIF, JPG, or any other you want. You may add that in the track, and please check whether if the frames are correctly uh, assembled or not. Just please whether check the scale, whether I am just giving 20 frames per second for first layer and 20 frames per second for second layer, and third layer also 20, and fourth layer also 20. So if you want to increase or decrease, or you want to make manipulation changes, you may drag, like I need 5 frames per second for first layer, then I need 20 frames per second for second layer, I need 5 frames per second for third layer, and 20 seconds, which means if you need some more speed and slow animation, you may arrange that frames. In order to that, you may the result will change, just like one fast motion and one slow motion, and one fast motion and one slow motion. If you whatever the requirement you need, you just arrange this. And there is another option called, and here, to check the output instantly, please check in the timeline panel. You see the play button. So this play button will show you the output, and just check it out whether the changes is reflected in that output too. Just verify once again that your last changes is also updated in that output too. After that, after finishing your motion graphics work, go to file. I think you are unable to see this drop down, so go to file and click the option export, which will give you another drop down box. And that drop down box, there is an option called save for web, which means save for web. I'm just say once again, just go to file to save this motion graphics. We are unable to save. Control S. No, there is a procedure to save this motion graphics. I'll explain you how to save this motion graphics. Once you design this motion graphics, go to file, there is a drop down box, and go to export option, and it will give another drop down, and there is an option called save for web, which means in bracket there is a word called legacy. So please click that one, or there is a shortcut key to save this. Save for web legacy means alt shift control S. Press alt shift control S to save for web. The shortcut key is alt shift control S, and the option to save the animation motion graphics is file, export, save for web, and it will give you another, it will open another window called save for web. And there are a lot of tools are available to customize before saving. I think, are you able to view this? Let me check it out. Are you able to view this window or not? Save for web, let me check. Wait a minute, guys. Are you able to see this save for web window? Yeah, are you able to see this save for web window? Let me check this. Wait a minute. I think you are unable to see the save for web window. Okay, just wait a minute. I'm just making changes to make visible this screen. Yeah, I think it is not visible to you. Okay, I'll just explain that. And once again, after viewing this session, please try this, how to create a motion graphic asset. Please try it in your laptop or desktop. So in the Save for Web window, there is a lot of options to customize before you export it into a GIF image. So there is an optimized version of an output and original version of output, which means the optimized version will make a auto correction to give the smooth output, which means the output of this motion graphics is very smooth when you save the optimized version. And there is another part is called original version, which means you need the original quality of the what the changes you make in the process. You need that original track, then you may save that original version. I'm just saving the optimized one. And there is in right hand side there is a panel called preset panel, which means whether you have optimized the file format, which means there are a lot of things in the drop down: GIF, JPEG, PNG, PNG24, WBMP. So I'm just selecting, we are developing motion graphics, right? So I'm selecting the GIF option, and there is another drop down called color reduction algorithm. So if you want to apply the color reduction algorithm, you need to select this drop down, and there is an option called the perceptual, selective, adaptive, restrictive, or custom. If you want to apply any filters like black and white, grayscale, or any other filters, you are able to change it from this preset window, selective window. And there is an another version there is an another option called transparency, which means if you need the transparency, it is like changing the opacity level. So if you want to change the opacity of this animation, you may enable this. And there is an option called convert to sRGB. If you want to change the colors from uh, if you want to color from YMK to RGB, you want to enable this convert to sRGB, which will automatically transfer the color palette into RGB version. And there is an option called preview option, which means if you want to see the preview in a monitor color or some color management color, or use some color changes, what is the output. If you need to see the preview, then there is an option called preview. And there is a color table here, you may adjust the color. And at the bottom of this window there is an option called image size, which means what is the dimension you need to save this video, sorry, motion graphics GIF. And what is the resize percentage you need. Or and there is a quality called already see that bicubic, bilinear quality, bicubic smoother, or bicubic sharpener. There are a lot of things are available, but I just go to optimizer version, which will automatically make changes to make this motion graphics very smooth. And I'm just click the save button, and it will go to the, it will ask for the save location. I'm just give the desktop version, I'm just saving it, and that's all. So just wait a minute. Are you able to see this? And this is the output. Whether I'm unable to see my desk, I am unable to show my desktop, and this is the output which is already I make it in that slide. So once again I'm just returning to the slide. Just wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. And okay, this is the hands-on session, and this session is about how to create the motion graphic website. And the output is here, and this is the output whether we are creating a GIF. So geek space, geek community, this animation is created in the Photoshop. So I'm just changing. And here we have another hands-on session, a mini session about how to create a graphic assert, UI graphic assert, using a software or anything. So we can create a design, and we'll use the single prototype design for various domains. Okay guys, just okay, I'm going to train you how to create a UI design and how to use it in various domains. Here I am using Figma to design, and there are lots of platforms are available to design this user interface. And for now I'm just using the Figma software. Just give me some time. I'm using Figma software to design a user interface, and let me explain how to design that. Okay, are you able to see the Chrome? I'm just going to Figma. Okay, I think my tab is visible for you. My tab is visible for you. Figma IDE. Are you able to see this Figma IDE? Please mention in the comment section. Yeah, once again the pop-up is not visible, so try all the tips which I say to you. Just make a try, which will give you an awesome output. And okay, this is the Figma. Once again, I'm just go to figma.com. Figma.com, and here we are developing the user interface prototype, and let me show you how to develop that. So here is an option called new file. Click a new empty layer. Now I'm just gonna create a user interface about login page. Just wait a minute. I'm just okay. Here is a frame option. When you click this frame, in the right hand side there is a list. There are various lists like phone, which means if you are developing a user interface for phone, then it's an Android or an iPhone 11 Pro Max or iPhone 11 Pro or iPhone X or iPhone 8 Plus, iPhone 8 or iPhone SE or Google Pixel 2 or Google Pixel 2. So there are a lot of things. There are a lot of mobile phones versions available with the customizing the dimension. So I already said that the resolution is the only solution to fit your design with accuracy. So I'm just clicking the iPhone X option, and this is the iPhone X dimension, screen dimension. And here there are a lot of tools are available to add boxes. I'm developing a login page. So this is the text box. You need to just click the box session, and you may drag this like this to create a text box. And I'm just copying this by clicking Ctrl C plus Ctrl V. I'm just clicking here, and we want to label the things right in the text box. So this is username. Just increasing this. Just wait a minute. Okay, I'm just increasing the font size of this username, which makes it even visible. I think this is okay, and I'm just changing the font. So if you open this font section, there is an pop-up is comes to you, which means BYOF, bring your own fonts. If you are designing a own font, and if you want to add this, if you want to add a own font in your own project, so you may able to enable this too. I think the pop-up is visible for you. BYOF means bring your own fonts to the current project. No, I'm just, if you are designing a own font to your own project, then you may import your own font to this project too, but I'm just selecting an existing one, which is, let me check which will, yeah, I love Open Sans. So Open Sans, I'm just make a gold. Okay, I need to give a, okay, no, okay, If you want to change the color, then here is an option, and this tab is for password. Just Control C and Control V. Just rename this to password. So nowadays creating an user interface is an easy one, and there are a lot of websites and softwares are available to design the user interface. And just changing that. Okay, make sure those are aligned correctly. Okay, yeah. So we need a sign up button, right? So and here is an option to, okay, I'm just fixing the sign up screen here. Sorry, login. Okay, this is a basic thing. If you want to develop, or if you want to give more colors, or if you want to give more interactions, here just try this. I'm just giving a simple example how to create a user interface design. So login, I think it is a simple one. I'm just creating this, and no, just wait a minute. Just adding some design. So try to add whatever you need to design. You just design the whole interface. Yeah, you're here, and this is a basic login page, and I just the operation is just like click and drag things. And there are, if you want to change the color of the text, there are a lot of options are available to change the color or to fill the color. And there are font options like bold, extra bold. This is extra bold, I need just bold. There are a lot of things are available in this Figma. And I think I just created a simple user interface design, and let's give some color to, and the login button also we want to change the color. Okay, yeah. So here is an our login screen, and if you want to change, if already if you want to design this, and if you want to change this design into your code, like you want to implement this design into your Android interface, just go to this. And okay, if you want to implement this design, this prototype to your Android or web application, just click here, which will select all the layers in this list, and go to inspect. Sorry, click here and go to inspect. There is an option called Android. Okay, if you want to convert this design into code, there is an XML user interface code is here available, and you need to just copy this and you need to paste in your Android Studio, and automatically this design will implement in that. So you don't worry about the code or how to design, how to change my prototype into design. So There is no worries about with respecting to this Figma. You just sketch whatever you want, just develop whatever you want, and just go to the inspect session and select the, if you are developing an iOS application, then you need a, then you need to change the option from Android to iOS. Then the iOS user interface code is available in this Figma. So now the things are very simple, and you, whatever you design in the prototype, you may able to change it into code. So it is an extra benefit, and it will give a more accuracy. The prototype, if you want to develop a highly quality interface, just develop a highly quality, highly designed prototype with various designs, and just turn those design into the code with just a single click. Okay, so once again I just explain you. You just design, I am just designing a login screen in this Figma. I'm just selecting this and I'm going to inspect, and there is an option in a drop down box. I need a CSS code for this. There is a CSS code is available. I need an Android XML UI code. Then there are UI code is available to change the to give the accurate result of the prototype what you already developed. So these things are, I think this will makes you, this will help you to save time, right? So this Figma software enables lot of options to develop, and kindly check it out and just try a design. Just create a login page in the Figma and design whatever you want, and just turn it into a XML code and just import it in the Android Studio. Live simple, right? So whatever you want you may design, and whatever you want you may convert the design into code. So it is an easy process, and I'm just developing, I just give you an hands-on experience about how to create a login page and how to convert it into a code. Okay, so if you need to see the background color or something, then there is an, if you want to see the background color or properties of a particular element, just click and go to inspect, and there are a lot of things which means what is the correct position it is placed, and what is the background color, and what is the colors are used here, and what is the angle here. So lot of things, and lot of, they give lot of details about the particular element. And if you want the whole code, just click here and go to inspect and select Android and code. Here is the code. So I think this session will help you for you, and let's return to the slide. Let give me some time. Okay, so I think you will be able to know how to create a UI graphic designing asset, and you just create the design, you just sketch the design whatever you want, and you may change it in Figma too. So, and let's see another thing. I'm just introducing a keyword called stock images. Now I'm explain you about stock images. Okay, let's see first of all what is stock image. So stock photos are an online source of image available for people and companies to download. So they are hosted either on one website or scattered over many. The photographer uploads the images to a stock photography agencies like Shutterstock, which is an popular stock image website and company. So Shutterstock, they will protect their photo by giving a watermark called Shutterstock, yeah, like that. And we may use those assets to get a quality output. For example, if you are developing a website called, if you are developing a website about a startup company, and you doesn't have any proper photos about that startup company, but you give the quality website for him. So each and every asset is important to enhance the quality of a web, which means the user interface is very much important. If you give user interface, if you give importance to the user interface, the assets is also very important. The asset will show you the quality. So there is an option called stock images in the projects. Wherever you need to add the stock images, you may use, and to, it will enhance your project's quality by giving the high quality images like You may see the right hand side photo, office setup photo. These are the things you may use this stock images in website or any other portfolio or Android application, whatever you want, but there isn't restrictions. There are most of the stock images or premium one, you want to pay the money and you want to buy the license to use the stock photography. And we use stock images for commercial purpose and personal purpose use. So I prepared a cheat sheet to help you to get stock resources. I'll show you now, and I'll show you now my preparation about the cheat sheet, and it will definitely help you to develop a quality content. And don't worry, after the live session, I will give you the download link in the description to download that cheat sheet. Kindly check it out, it's really useful for you. If you are a beginner, then I think it's a very big gift for you to start as a, if you want to start as a graphic designer. And just a minute, I'm just opening that cheat sheet too. Just wait a minute. Let me open that cheat sheet. Just wait a minute. Okay, this is the cheat sheet I developed, guys. And just wait a minute. And graphic designing asserts cheat sheet. Are you able to see the screen or not? Let me check. Okay, don't worry, guys. I will give you the download link in the description. You may download this cheat sheet and you may refer it for the future reference. And this will give you a broad info about what is stock images and what are the things you need to use those stock images. Okay, so I already said that stock photos are an online source of image available for people and the companies to download for their personal use. They can use, they are hosted either on one website. I already said that. So most of the things are already, you may give experience, and you may use those assets to get a quality output, which is a mandatory thing. Wow. And in this cheat sheet, there are 50 plus website for downloading stock assets, which will include free and premium site website links. Okay, sounds crazy, right? Yeah, I'll give you, yeah. So there is a lot of list, around 50 plus websites are mentioned in this cheat sheet. And if you want to go to the appropriate website, click the name to go crazy, which means you need to click the bolded name to go to the appropriate website, right? Now let me show you how to use this cheat sheet. Yeah, it's okay. Hmm. uh, 500px is a website for breathtaking photos and interactive user sharing experience. If you go to the 5px website, just right click and open link in new tab, and it will redirect you to 5px, and you may download the stock images whatever you want for your project. And it is a free one, so it's like an open source. You may download whatever you want. And allow me, and another website is thousands of stock photos are available in this particular website. And not only photos, there are vector formats and videos are also available, but the sad thing is it's a premium version. If you want to download this, you need to pay something to there. And here is a website, alumni website. And there are a lot of websites are, I mentioned there are a lot of websites are here, and you may, I think there are a lot of free websites are also available if you want to, like I am free. The website is I am free. So These are the free website. You may download it. You may download the stock images whatever you want to your projects. For example, if you are in a project to design a startup company website, then you may use a high quality images for the website, and it will give you a quality output, right? So around 50 plus websites are already mentioned in the cheat sheet, and we are in the end session and around time is going on, and we are in the end part now. So thank you guys, and I hope this day 3 live session is useful for you. And if you have any doubt regarding this cheat sheet or this session, graphic designing asserts, you may reach at you may reach me at saptarishi111 at gmail.com, or mention it in the comment section. And don't worry, if you are watching as a streamed version, then leave your doubt in the comment section too, and I will respond to you as soon as possible. And thank you guys. And here my social medias are, if you want to follow me in Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, just download the cheat sheet and right click the icons. If you want to go to right click the icons, and it will direct you to my personal account. Yeah, so just download this cheat sheet which will give you a lot of resources. And if you want to know more about us, just kindly visit us at www.geek.ind.in. It is an big hard work, and there are a lot of people are working behind the screen. If you want to know more about us, just kindly visit us. And if you want to follow me, there are a lot of social medias I'm using, and you may use that to follow me. And thank you guys, thank you once again. And tomorrow we have an hands-on deployment session, so don't forget to watch that too. And thank you very much for spending your time. And I'm just leaving now, and thank a lot guys. Thanks. And soon after this live session, I will give the download link for this cheat sheet in the description. And thanks for watching, and thank you guys. Stay tuned for tomorrow's session. The tomorrow session is about how to deploy your first project, graphic design project. So don't forget to watch that. And there are 3 days balance, remaining 3 days, and which is intermediate level. So kindly watch that too, and continue a journey as a graphic designer. And thank you guys once again. Just ending this session. Thank you. 3 days balance, remaining 3 days. Intermediate level.